What's up everyone, John Rettinger from Techno Buffalo here with the iPhone coming out in the next few days. Everyone is going to be out there downloading applications, so I thought this would be an awesome time to show you what apps I have on my iPhone 3GS. So consider this a my favorite apps video. So I got a ton of applications here. I'm going to run through each of them. I do have AT&T's Navigator. It's a turn-by-turn navigation. It's a subscription service. A couple bucks a month gets you a pretty outstanding turn-by-turn navigator. Moving right along to things you haven't seen. Twitterific is my Twitter client of choice. That's how I do all of my tweeting. Echo Phone, I use that for the Techno Buffalo Twitter. Facebook, quite obvious what that one is. Moving right along. Things is what I use to manage my to-do list. It's great. It actually syncs with your computer. There's a desktop software. Now I always can keep track of what I have to do so I don't forget anything. Things is a really good application for that. Keep moving right along. These are all the ones that come on the phone. Skype, of course. 12C Lite, it's a financial calculator. AIM free, I don't really use that for much. Anonymous, it's a web browser, I don't really use that either. My fan teams, what I use to manage all my fantasy sports teams. I'm a big sports guy, obviously, by my name, so I do baseball, basketball, and football, and that's how I manage my teams. Free application. Camera Zoom was what I used to zoom in on the camera before iOS 4.0 came out. Wells Fargo, how I manage my banking online. Voices is sort of a fun application to manipulate and manage your voice. It does all kinds of weird things. You can make yourself sound like Darth Vader and sound like all kinds of fun things. Bloomberg, how I manage my portfolio. Find My iPhone, lets me locate my iPhone if someone were to steal it, or more likely if I were to lose it. Moving right along, Bubble Bash is sort of a bubble breaking kind of game, sort of like Snood, for those of you that know what that is. Flickster is how I keep track of all my movies. NetShare is an application that I downloaded probably when the first iPhone came out. It actually let you share your 3G connection. It doesn't even work anymore. I can probably just delete that. Navigon is another turn-by-turn navigation option. They do a fantastic job with their GPS software. I did a demo of their product. iDisk, it's how I can access my iDisk from my phone. IM Lite lets me access all of my IM accounts, so Google Talk, AIM, and the rest of it sort of puts them all into one. Sudoku, pretty obvious. Kindle, so I can read some of my books, my Kindle books rather, on my phone. This one is called Offender Locator. Essentially what this does is it pulls in all of the sex offenders in your area so you can tell who they are and what they've done. This one is actually, sort of, I'm ashamed to say, is a huge time suck. You find yourself looking up people in different neighborhoods and different addresses, seeing what they've done. Here's a folder that has a ton of stuff in there. Here's some games. We've got Smool's Ocarina, lets you sort of play an instrument, you breathe into the microphone, and it plays ocarina-style music. And probably the best free application in the history of applications, Tap Defense, tower defense game. It is awesome. Labyrinth 3D, it's a Labyrinth game. Mega Man 2 Lite, sort of Mega Man. Field Runners is a great tower defense game. Frogger, sort of a new take on the old classic. Red Laser lets you scan barcodes. Family Guy is a free sort of side-scrolling game. Water Slide is a free game where you sort of slide down a water slide and use the accelerometer. We've got Unimar, which is sort of a turn-by-turn war type game. We've got Triss, which is a free version of Tetris. And Sonic the Hedgehog. Let's go ahead and jump out of there. Pandora, quite obviously the one you must have, and now that you can do that in the background, it is awesome. Remote Tap lets me remotely access my iMac from my phone. We've got a police radio, which is kind of neat. Lets you listen to the police bands from a ton of cities all across the world. So you can pick a city that you want to hear what's going on. You can actually listen to the police radio right over the internet. Kind of neat. IMDb, it stands for Internet Movie Database. Lets me look up movies and sort of see actors and actresses and what they were in. Speed Test, tests my speed. Tap Word rather, sort of like a version of Boggle. We played that game, a whole bunch of letters come up and you pick the favorite ones. I got a lot of applications, I told you. This one, Apple named it Travel, but it's definitely not travel. Some more games in here. I've got Doom Resurrection. Urban Spoon lets you pick a ton of different restaurants. We've got Zillow.com. When I was looking for a house, it pulls up all kinds of real estate choices. We've got Monopoly. Heroes of Sparta is a great game with awesome graphics, actually. For free, it's sort of like Connect 4. IQ, it sort of tests your IQ, obviously. We've got TD Evo, it's sort of a tower defense game. Battery Magic, sort of gives you some battery metrics. Google Earth, and Starwood Preferred Guest for some Starwood hotel stuff that I have. Moving right along, I've got CutHut for cutting CutHut links, so for shortening URLs. Snood, which is an awesome game, by the way. I used to play that when I was in college all the time. another Sudoku game, Dropbox for online storage. I've got my converter units from when I was abroad in Asia that helped me keep track of sort of what money was worth. We've got Trivial Pursuit, awesome game. We've got Big Daylight, which is a countdown. So it counts down the amount of days to an event. In my case, it's counting down the amount of days to my wedding, which I believe right now is at 41 days. Next, we've got Ustream, so lets you watch sort of some live streams live. We've got Touch Mouse, which I never actually tried to get working, but it lets you supposedly use this as a trackpad. We've got the new iBooks application, which if you've downloaded iOS 4, you actually have to go into the App Store to get. And I'm sure you guys have all seen what iBooks looks like, but it is the general, connect to iBook Store. Huh. But that is sort of, I'm in airplane mode, that's why. But that is the iBook Store. This one, Fat Booth, is so awesome. So what this does, it takes a picture, it's 99 cents worth every penny, and you have pick a picture of someone, sort of a headshot, and it makes them look hugely fat, which is, I don't know, kind of fun. Tracker Lite lets you keep track of packages from a ton of different carriers, so FedEx, UPS, DHL, and sort of see where your packages are. Go ahead and scroll right along. Here's the official Cutout application. This is really the best one to use for cutting URLs. Cutout. Game Center. It's Game Center. You can play games online, although it hasn't really been pushed out to everybody for iOS 4 yet. Pet Finder. I'm thinking about maybe getting a dog. So this shows me all the dogs that are in local shelters by breed and size, so I can find maybe the right dog for my house. Fingerzilla is sort of like a Rampage style game. You just go and smash stuff. New York Times, Cutout again, Justin.tv is a way to watch some online streaming content. And the new Apple Store. And I think that is all of my apps. And running through them and talking about them, I realized that there are just a ton of apps. It took me almost 7 minutes to go through all of them, and there are, believe me, a ton. So what I want to know is, what apps did I miss? What are your favorite apps? Leave a text or video response. I'd really love to hear. I'm always looking for new applications, especially with the new iPhone coming out. I'm very curious. Anyway, guys, I am John Rettinger from Techno Buffalo, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.